Hello, beach friends. I invite you to spend a little time with me today at my favorite place on earth doing my favorite thing, beach combing. I like to think of it as an extreme hobby where I get a little exercise walking down the beach, bending constantly, and picking up or inspecting sea creatures and seashells for my collection. How much do you know about the beach? I moved here about 5 years ago, and holy smokes, have I learned a lot. Today, I will be sharing some of that knowledge as we beachcomb Fort Myers Beach at low tide, which is always pretty awesome. And I will find a few fabulous critters and lots of fabulous seashells, and I'll identify them all. And today is a little more exciting than usual for me because I find a few things that I've never found on the beach before. So if you're ready to see what's out there for us today, let's go to the beach. So here we are at Fort Myers Beach, is me and one other person. So far, so good as far as I can tell. I thought this was a critter, but nope, it is just an empty seashell. But it does have all its periostracum on it. So that crusty outer covering is what made me think that that might have been a live critter. So the tide is way, way out. I'm super excited to be shelling at low tide just because it exposes more of the beach and just gives you more opportunities to see things, find things like this living sand dollar. So today, our first critter is a sand dollar. Sand dollars are urchins. So they are part of the urchin family. They have pentaradial symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll have 5 parts of their body. On the front too, there's 5 petals. And their mouths also have 5 little pieces to it. So that is our first critter. Because it is alive, it is going to stay here at the beach. It is illegal here in Lee County to collect live shells, including sand dollars, starfish, sea urchins. Anything living needs to stay at the beach. And I personally do adhere to a very strict, if you're living, you stay at the beach policy. That, perfectly safe to collect lettered olive as well as a Florida cone. So 2 really good shells. That Florida cone was actually in really good condition. So if it's tiny shells, I'm probably looking for a Wenzel trap. And the olives were very, very plentiful today. So I am picking up tons of olives. That is a Florida prickly cockle. That other, yep, see, prickly on the outside, gorgeous on the inside. So a Florida prickly cockle and a lettered olive. This little bivalve is a rose petal tellin. And some beaches have a certain species that may or may not always be there. Fort Myers Beach and the rose petal tellins, they are kind of synonymous. And then this is the old, I guess an old pier, an old fishing pier that used to be here, just from a like a landmark kind of view. So I've made it to the fishing pier here, and I'm marching down south. I'm going to continue almost all the way to the south end of the island. That is kind of like my favorite place to go shelling. So there's the old pier. The birds seem to like it too. Great opportunity for birding and fishing over here at this pier. We're going to keep going. Yeah. Now there's a building coming up. Yeah, this one. And that outcropping, yeah, I accidentally went swimming there not too long ago. I was fully dressed, my backpack and everything. And yeah, my footing was a little unstable and I fell in the water. So right here, the water can get really, really high, but it's low tide right now. We'll talk more about what I think is a safe tide to kind of transverse this area at the end of the video. They are talking about building up the beach here, so hopefully it won't be like this forever. This little bivalve, that is a calico clam. So even some of our clams are pretty fancy down here. Oh, a shark eye. So this is a type of moon snail. Oh, it's beautiful with like that caramel swirl. All right, that is a false shark eye. That part right there that's kind of dug out, that means it's a false shark eye. Beautiful though. Beautiful seashell. Oh, another. I got so many of these the last time I was here at Fort Myers Beach. That is a common nutmeg. I usually just call it a nutmeg, but they're like beaded in orange and white. Sometimes they're like this one, very circular. Sometimes they're a little bit more elongated. Gorgeous though. Oh, an oyster drill, an eastern oyster drill, and a nutmeg. So far, so good. Oh, a crown conch. Oh, those are fabulous. That was pretty clean. Usually, a lot of times they can be covered in slime and mud. That's a pretty good looking crown conch. And yeah, a lettered olive. I won't show you all the lettered olives, but pretty much every time I picked up a shell, I'm also picking up a lettered olive. There was just so many of them. Another beautiful little nutmeg. Awesome. Cute. All right, off to a good start. And that's why I like low tide. A pointed Venus clam. Okay, that's that one on top. Cute little thing with its white stripes. Awesome. Not really surprising. It's called a pointed Venus clam. Cute little shell. Oh, you are spectacular. So this is a spiny jewel box, but sometimes they're really, really spiny, like this one. I don't know why. It just makes me so happy to find things like this. So yeah, yep, super spiny jewel box. Super awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, that is a juvenile Florida fighting conch. One of my most favorite. See, and there's a cantharus, ribbed cantharus. I was actually talking about the lettered olive. Oh man. All right, so this one's broken, and normally I might not collect it, but when you hold it like that, it's fine. So I'm gonna hold on to it. And yep, there's the lettered olive I was talking about. Pretty every time I bend down. Oh, there's a couple here. All right, I might as well grab that one too. Yeah, okay, and that one as well. So yeah, plenty of lettered olives to go around today. Gorgeous day out here. And normally kind of where I'm standing here, that would be covered in water. But since the tide is so low, it's giving me a great opportunity. And I haven't really even made it that far down the beach. I mean, I'm kind of in front of like Leonardo Arms, kind of. I'm a little bit south of that. Happily picking up another rose petal talon with a brilliant color. Gorgeous. Those also come in white, the rose petal talons. So they really should have called them rose or white petal talons, but that is a lightning whelk. The Texas state shell. Awesome thing. There's very plentiful here in Florida. I'm still sharing the beach with one other person, not a different person this time. Oh, a sand dollar, a keepable one this time. So we got to see a live one, and then we got to see one that is not alive. So that is going to go in my little delicates container. A fabulous sand dollar. Oh, that's also fabulous. This is a sunray Venus clam. I'm specifically interested in that drill hole because I know a moon snail did that. Plus, it's kind of pretty. I just think it's a neat. So that's a sunray Venus clam. This was so exciting for me. I've never found a marble on the beach. Now, I know that people, when they do like glass hunting, you may find a marble, or there's beaches that maybe you'd find them, or glass stoppers or things like that. I've never found a marble. That is so cool. Oh yeah, I'm really kind of happy with that. That was really cool. Oh, this is also really cool. This is a crown conch. We found one a little bit earlier. Oh, it's so beautiful, but man, it's broken. And usually I wouldn't keep it, but you know what? I'm gonna this time. Yeah, I'm gonna see if there's something I can kind of do with that. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that crown conch, even though it's a little broken. All right, so we have an ibis here. Let's do a check-in. So the tide, okay, at this point, it's now negative at this point. Fantastic. Oh, darn it. Looks like thunderstorms. Well, perhaps we'll have some thunderstorms. I'll just have to keep an eye on the weather. Another rose petal talon. Oh, a banded tulip. Isn't that funny? Now, it took me this long to find my first one. There's some beaches where you can't escape them, and then other beaches where you're really going to have to hunt for them. Another nutmeg. This one's a little green, a little slimy. It's been hanging around in the water. That's okay. Nothing a little bleach can't take care of. So another fabulous little common nutmeg. Oh, look at the color on that. So some shells will have that bright orange color. The horse conch is one of them. So that is the Florida state shell. The horse conch. So that's a juvenile horse conch. It is beautiful. And look at the tide. Yes, normally, again, this would all be covered in water. Oh, there's nobody here. Can I tell you how I just got the place to myself? My favorite place, my favorite time. Oh, it'd just be perfect. Like a dolphin could just like jump in the distance. But this is fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And let's see what else. Oh, I can see it. Wow. Oh, this is the one that was broken. Man. You know what? Interesting, though, because you can kind of see how the shells grow. They just kind of continue to spiral and build their shell. I'm going to hold on to this one. I held on to that other broken one. Yeah, today's maybe just a day for holding on to broken shells, but I'm going to hold on to that. Oh, tiny shells. All right, we got small shells. Also, that is a dusky cone. That little cone there. A dusky cone, and I know this one almost looks like it. That's not even a cone. That's just a juvenile Florida fighting conch. Yeah, if you come to the beach and like every week for almost 5 years, you'll learn this stuff. So Florida fighting conch on the left and a dusky cone on the right. I thought I was going for something else. I'm going for that ribbed cantharus. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Yeah. I used to not pay any attention to them, and then all of a sudden I think I found a really beautiful one, and that's what really just kind of turned me on to those tinted cantharus shells. This is a bay scallop. It's a little beat up, but oh, the color's so pretty. And yeah, maybe I'm going with that whole broken shell theme. I'm probably going to hold on to that too. Oh, it's hiding. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's a great shark eye. Sometimes it's so deceiving because that literally could have been the size of a baseball. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'll take the little ones. No problem. Oh, Florida conch. Oh, you look like you're going to clean up really well. Oh, you're so pretty. Yeah, I wish I could tell. Sometimes, I don't know. We're just going to have to see. Let's see at the end of the video if I can figure out how that shell cleaned up. Oh, terrible. All right, let's definitely get that garbage off the beach. Nasty battery. Another scallop. I think that is a bay scallop. Oh, that is just lovely. I wish our bay scallops were yellow. I don't find a lot of yellow scallops. I feel like you have to go north of here to find that. I love constricted marcomas. Aren't they neat? A constricted marcoma. Why that shell has that name, I do not know. But I like it. So that's a calico scallop, and then we have a constricted marcoma. Kinda cool. A couple of cool white shells. And I thought for sure I was going for the top shell. No, I was going for a different pattern. So that's a lettered olive. That is a top shell. We'll snag that lovely little thing, a little triangular shell. Another lightning whelk. So a top snail and a lightning whelk. Now, once again, I don't know if you watched last week, but I thought maybe I'd found a thin cyclinella for us shell nerds here. I still don't think that is one. I still think that's a Distocenia, but again, I'm kind of looking for one. I'm looking for one of those thin cyclinellas. Probably have to go to the East Coast. That's a quahog, and I happen to think that the juvenile quahogs are actually really beautiful. And then a purplish Tagalus, along with my juvenile quahog. That's also a little bit purple, kind of cool. Oh, Florida cone. Excellent. Those shells are usually, yeah, I'm not surprised. That is also a great looking shell. They're usually pretty beat up. I don't know why with the Florida cones, they just are. Look at this one. Yeah, I remember you, juvenile Florida fighting conch, with your little zigzaggy patterns all over the entire shell. You are so beautiful. So that is a juvenile fighting conch. Yuck. That is glass. That will come off the beach. Yeah, and I put the pointy part down in my shell bag. Oh, let's get that. What is that shell? That is a lightning whelk. Okay, the lightning whelk that was kind of jammed in there. But any garbage that I can kind of handle goes in my shell bag, and I just kind of take it off the beach with me, along with a couple of seashells. Oh, look at that. That's just the top. I know, it's just the top of a lightning whelk, but isn't that beautiful? I'm actually collecting a whole bunch of them. Eventually, I'll get them up for sale on Etsy. I know. And this beautiful, all right, help me out. Like, what would you do? I just think that this shell is absolutely gorgeous, but it's really bothering me. The bottom is kind of eaten up, so I'm not going to keep it, but would you have kept it? Like, does that bother you? I don't know. There's just, certain things that I'm glad we all collect differently. That's a decorator worm, kind of buried in the water there. And I was going for this lightning whelk, which is intact and beautiful. Beautiful lightning whelk. Oh, fighting conch. You are, look at this. Oh, the stromboid notch on that. Oh, man. And that beautiful, like, white stripe on the outside, that aperture. Beautiful, beautiful fighting conch. The Florida prickly cockle. Now this one, I wouldn't say albinistic. It's just lighter. It's a lot lighter than the normal prickly cockle. So the lighter one's on the left and the quote unquote normal one would be on the right. And it's just funny because the top of the shell is also going to be a little reflective of that. It'll be a little bit lighter. So I just like when I see the top of the shell, I can kind of like predict what that underneath is going to look like. Just kind of cool. A skimmer. So while that skimmer is skimming down the beach, I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy some beach time. Another little nutmeg. I can tell. Okay, that's a fly speck seraph. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. But look at that little nutmeg. Oh, it's so chubby and cute. So that's another little common nutmeg. I do not pass those by. You know what? And it was hard to pass the calico clams too. The lettered olives, even though there was like a bazillion of them, I still was picking them up too. Now, this is interesting. The spiny jewel boxes, when they're juveniles, they can be much more pink. And so that's what I'm kind of seeing here. And it's kind of interesting me. So it's hinged. It's a spiny jewel box. It's a little bit spiny. It's kind of cool. But that pink color, yeah, it's kind of neat. Oh, and the purple interior. So either way, spiny jewel box, kind of neat. Oh, a zigzag arc. Also known as a turkey wing. That is a great example of them. Oh, that's fabulous. I have never found a hinged one. Only once did I actually find a turkey wing with periostracum on it. Only once. Florida cone. Oh, you are fabulous. Great size. You're not all busted up. That's a great looking Florida cone. Not to worry, I probably went back and picked up those lettered olives. Look at this little one. So that is a little Florida cone. Oh, it's so cute. Yep, that is a darling little shell that is also coming home with me. All right, I still am only hanging out. Oh, there's some rain down there. So we got one person way out there. And my buddy Paul, he's here too. So 3 of us are here looking for seashells. Absolutely beautiful view and plenty of seashells to go around. Oh, we have fighting conch. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, it's a little purple on the inside. Yep, I'm going to clean that up at the end too. And an angel wing. All right. Yep, that thing looks fabulous. So we have an angel wing and a lovely Florida fighting conch. Two kind of a converse. One is very delicate and one's really kind of hardy. Another Florida cone. Awesome. Yeah, too bad it's not an alphabet cone. Those are a little bit more desirable. I still really, really like the Florida cones, though. Don't pass them up. What are we? A piece and... Oh, all right. All right, that's the whole shell. You never know. Nice looking lightning whelk. All right, terrific. Little Florida cone and a lightning whelk. Woohoo! What else is here? Olives. Oh, here's your alphabet cone. Yeah. So they are here. You've just been hugged by the beach many, many, many times. We're going to leave you here. That would be a great starter shell. I always, that is a pear whelk right here. But what I'll do with my shells, if I don't have a species and I find one and it's really beat up, I keep it until I find something a little better, and then I kind of switch them out. These are two lettered olives. I'm kind of on the hunt. See the one on the right? It's very, very light colored. It's not albino. I cannot wait to find an albino one. But just kind of show you the regular lettered olive on the left and then one that's a little bit lighter on the right. And then I'll also show you a little bit later also a golden olive or what that looks like as well. That is a horse conch. And I know it's got a little beach stuff on it. Here, let's wash it off. Great size though. It's not quite pony size or anything. Oh no, that's great. I'm going to clean that up. Totally. Yep. You have a date with bleach. That is going to turn out great. And I'm actually I'll show you that at the very end as well. That is a terrific Florida horse conch. That's awesome. Oh, that's terrific. A little moon snail. So that is a colorful moon snail, kind of like the cousin of the shark eye moon snail. That one's called a colorful moon snail. Not quite as colorful as it could be. That's okay. Are you... Oh, that's cruel. Ah. So that's a shark eye. Most of a shark eye. Part of a shark eye. And look, if you bury it, see, it could have been the size of a baseball. You don't know because the shell starts so big and then just continues to grow. Oh, it's so beautiful. So I don't know how many weeks in a row I have managed to find one of these. This one's really nice though. So that is a ribbed cantharus. Love them. And they come in a little bit of a weird shape, shade rather, this like orange color. Oh, that's terrific. And what do we have? Oh, just a little piece of a sand dollar. Now, the sand dollar's discolored. That does not bother me at all. What I do with these is I save them until I have a whole bunch of them, and then I soak all of them in hydrogen peroxide. So that's going to hang out with some of other buddies. And once, like I said, once I have enough of them, everybody gets soaked in hydrogen peroxide. Now, this weird thing I haven't talked about in a while. So that is called either sea pork or sea liver. I do think that there is a difference between the two. They're both tunicates, so they filter feed. That's a mussel. I figured I would just check that out. So it's kind of rubbery, so it has broken off from the main colony, but so that's a little piece of a tunicate, and it just kind of this weird thing. I call it beach brains, just kind of this like weird thing you may come across. Oh, that is not weird. That is beautiful. Another common nutmeg. Oh, that is like perfect. Beautiful shell. Oh, another sand dollar. And are you alive? I believe so. Yep. That's another living sand dollar. And then the little hairs on the bottom, they're called cilia. And that cilia helps move food to its mouth, which is dead center of the animal. And then it also helps the animal move around in general. Just kind of helps it move. That's cilia. They're so pretty. It's all right, living sand dollar. You stay here. And there you go. I don't know where they all went. I was here not too long ago, and there were living sand dollars everywhere. Like I had to be really careful about where I was walking. I'd look for them. I didn't really see them here. Oh, we got a whole bunch of good fun things here. All right, I guess I'm starting to kind of look for tinies. Oh, look at how cute. Tiny little nutmeg. Oh, you're adorable. Adorable little nutmeg. Oh, I have not. When is the last time I said lace murex? It has been a minute. So that is a lace murex that has a date with bleach. No, that's going to clean up great. And another spiny jewel box, but check this out. What? I know, it has a drill hole in it. I don't know that I think I've seen failed drill holes in spiny jewel boxes. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a successful drill. Oh, that's pretty exciting. Well, for me it is, so I'm going to hold on to that shell. Ooh, lovely. Not albino. Oh. And there's also an olive called a corded olive. That's also an olive I would really like to find. Hello, beautiful sea star. So this is a small spine sea star. And these are also kind of related to sand dollars. We had talked about that 5 pieces of the animal. It's kind of obvious when you're looking at a sea star that they also have that pentaradial symmetry. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm having so much fun, and that means I'm feeling grateful. and that means I'm thinking about my Patreons. Thank you really doesn't seem like enough. I could go thank you, gracias, merci, danke, grazie. I don't think I can think of any other languages, but I just truly want you to know how much I appreciate you monetarily supporting me. So my beach friend supporters, scroll on here. I also have other levels of support, and please know I truly, truly appreciate you as well. So let's finish our walk. We've got, look at this itty bitty tiny keyhole limpet. Now we do have limpets too. They're called false limpets that won't have the hole in it. Yeah, that's a rather beat up shark eye. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to hold on to that adorable little limpet. That's a keyhole limpet. We also have false limpets that don't have the holes in them. That is another little Florida prickly cockle that was just so small and beautiful and orange. And there's another one of those eastern Gulf drills. And a colorful moon snail. So number 2 on those today. Kind of cool. So Fort Myers is great for a nice smattering. Like you do get a really nice mixture of all different types of species of shells. Look at that Sunray Venus clam. Yep. I know some of you might not feel it's appealing. I think they're kind of cool. Even for a clamshell, I think they're great. Another nutmeg. All right, so remember that day not too long ago I was here and the beach was throwing nutmegs at me? Now I'm kind of thinking it wasn't because I had put that other shell back. I just think that there's a lot of nutmegs here. Works for me. Oh, you are so orange and beautiful, and let's put you in bleach and see what you look like at the end of the video too. Oh, you are awesome. Oh, garbage. Terrible. Yep, let's get that off the beach. Now, this little lettered olive, that side of it is kind of what you would consider like a golden olive. When I turn, that's more of the brown, the like regular colored. If you found an olive that was like very, very golden, very cool. Hold on to that. It's a little bit unusual. That's kind of like half of a golden olive. It's not like a true golden olive. Still kind of fun though, kind of fun. And that is a apple murex that definitely needs a little bit of help in the cleanup department. And that's okay, because I love cleaning seashells. I love finding them and cleaning them. What is this? All right, so already my mind is reeling. Okay, do you belong here or not? Because I've never found this kind of shell before. I can't remember if it's one of the other types of moon snails you can find in Florida. I'm really good with the stuff that I have found personally. If I haven't found it yet, then maybe, well, as it turns out, this is a Natica tigrina, and it is not found in Florida. So that means this is called what's considered a wedding shell. So yeah, very exciting to find at the beach, but it doesn't belong here. It's like somebody dropped a bag of shells from Hobby Lobby, and then I found it. So what are you going to do? This Cinnabelle turrid, again, I'm finding, I think this is 3 weeks in a row, I have found one of those Cinnabelle turrids. Again, not on Cinnabelle. We have reached the fun part of the walk where it is, are we going to get around the building? What kind of trauma are we going to endure to get around this silly building? Well, let's take a look. Obviously, when I came here before, the tide was out. Now the tide's coming in, and all it takes is one misstep on one of these rocks, and you're going down. So the tide right now is -11. So it's got to be really pretty darn low for you to not have trouble around this. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Some people ask me, how do I get down there? And this building is definitely going to be a problem. The corner of Leonardo Arms. Not forever though. Again, my understanding is that they will be adding sand to the beach, but for now, it is a little tricky. All right, at least this time we made it without inadvertently going for a swim. And today it wouldn't have been so bad. It's pretty warm out, but I don't feel like swimming right now. I think we're just going to continue with our beach walk and see what else I can kind of grab as I'm getting off the beach. In the winter time, like when shells are more plentiful, I kind of walk out to the beach and you pretty much start finding things right away. This is my favorite rose petal talent of the day. It's got a little bit of yellow on it. I thought that was really, really pretty. So In the winter, it's just a lot easier to find shells. In the summer, it's just I gotta like walk pretty far until I kind of find them, but they're there. It just might take a little bit longer. So Fort Myers Beach was fantastic to me. Thank you very much for coming along. Now let's take a look at all the stuff I took off the beach and some of those clean shells as well. So I got a little garbage, except I didn't grab the battery. So now between the garbage and the battery, I have 1.75 ounces of garbage, which means in total I've removed a little over 51.7 pounds of garbage off the beach. The seashells today are that one Distocenia, the sand dollars, the angel wing, the spiny jewel boxes, the Florida prickly cockles. They're one quahog, the turkey wings, the top shells, a couple of those broken shells on top, a couple worm snails, sunray Venus clams, rose petal talons in that big beach bowl. There's some jingles there. Slide down to the lightning whelks, a couple of calico scallops, tons of lettered olives. Not all of them, that's some of them. The nutmegs, the constricted marcomas, all the tinies. They were so cute. All sorts of different, the Centerville turrids in there and some of those other drills and whatnot. I mentioned the lettered olives, the Florida cones. There's the shark eyes, the colorful moon snails, the crown conch, the banded tulips there. There was one apple murex, the augurs, the seraphes, the calico clams, and then my Florida fighting conchs. And we're not done with them. We're going to see those in a minute again. And then kind of my favorites are kind of the smattering in here, the broken crown conch, the lace murex, that nice horse conch, the hinged, really spiny jewel box, that one, the marble, and then that tiger moon shell. Just really fun day. And just quickly, let's look at these Florida fighting conchs. So these are all put into the bleach, and then some of them get this like white streaks on them. Some of them will have like maybe little baby patches, and then some of them are perfect. So the ones on top, all I did was put them in bleach, and they come out this gorgeous, glossy. I still can't 100% predict which ones are going to turn out that way. Look at this. Didn't that come out great? It wasn't too bad to begin with, honestly, but it's so pretty and orange. And then I did also bleach, that one spiny jewel box with the drill hole in it. I thought that was kind of cool. So really fun to collect the shells, to clean the shells. Next week, I don't know where we're going. It's going to be a surprise. Hopefully it'll be fun. So we will find out then. I hope you have yourself a great week, and I will see you again next Sunday.